Hello, I'm here today with Nigel Woodward from Classic Motor Cars, who we're going to interview, who's going to tell us a little bit about himself and the company. So welcome, Nigel. Could you just introduce yourself and the company to us, please?
Okay, yep. So my name's Nigel Woodward. I'm the Managing Director here at Classic Motor Cars. So Classic Motor Cars are a classic car specialist. We've been in existence now for about 28 years, always based here in Bridgnorth, and we look after all aspects of classic motoring.
Brilliant. And could you, for the benefit of the prospective students, could you just give us a little bit background about yourself and how you got into the position of becoming Managing Director?
Okay, so I started as an apprentice on the shop floor many years ago at a little garage in North London, and gradually worked my way up into various management roles through BMW, Aston Martin and Jaguar Land Rover. During that journey I was fortunate enough to be working for Aston Martin in Newport Pagnell, which is their original factory base. And Aston Martin have a factory restoration department where they restore older Aston Martins. I was fortunate enough to run that business for several years.
Brilliant. So how did you become involved in Classic Motor Cars itself then?
So I was approached by a former director of Aston Martin, and he said that I should come along and have a look at this wonderful business that we have here. And really, from the moment I walked through the door, I was sold on it. And Classic Motor Cars were looking for a managing director at the time, and I was lucky enough to be selected.
Brilliant. Okay, so do you have any advice for any prospective apprentices that are looking to be in the same position as you?
Yeah, I would say you've got to have a passion for whatever it is you do. You need to have a passion. That's the first thing. And I often say recruit as much for attitude as aptitude. So a good positive attitude. You've got to show your enthusiasm for whatever it is you do, and that's why it's important that you love doing it. You've definitely got to be diligent about your studies, about the academic side of whatever it is your trainers do. Obtaining that qualification is definitely is just as important. But a good balance between enthusiasm and your academic performance, a good rounded candidate is what employers are looking for.
Brilliant. Okay, so you've already brushed up on this next question then, in terms of what are you looking for in a potential apprentice? What sort of, and you've mentioned this already, but what skills and attributes are you looking for when you're looking for the next apprentice?
Okay, so a good standard of basic education is always a good indicator. So we, for instance, we like to see high grades in English and maths and the basic subjects. Ultimately, for any job in the modern workplace, those are key skills. Enthusiasm, as I mentioned before, and keenness and an interest in in the business and in the subject are absolutely essential. And we also look very carefully at how people work with each other, and whether they're going to fit into our team and get along. That's important both for the team and for the business, but also for the potential candidate. It's no good them being in a situation where they're not happy at work. It's absolutely essential that they're looking forward to coming to work every day. And then after that, then we move on to the apprenticeship stage of things, and we look at their academic and vocational training through the apprenticeship.
Fabulous. So, what advice would you give to any potential apprentice that's looking for?
So I think if you're coming to interview, I think it's a really good idea to research the company that you're coming to interview with. So have a look on their website, have a look at their history and where they come from, their background, look at their products, look at whatever it is that they do. You're almost certainly going to be asked, and I always ask, tell me a little bit about CMC, tell me what you know about the business. And if you sit there saying, oh, you're a classic car business, nothing much more, that's immediately tells us you've not done your homework. So do your homework. That's really important. We like people like any business really. We like people that are smart and presentable. They turn up clean and well presented. And they turn up on time and preferably a little bit early. Timekeeping is important to any business, and first impressions do count.
Fabulous. So, if in terms of opportunities, then, what opportunities would I have working for Classic Motor Cars?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to work for a business like ours. We strongly try and encourage and support apprentices. We've got 4 apprentices now. We have 3. We've just recruited a management apprentice as well. And we've always supported apprenticeships. We've supported NCMT extensively in a lot of different ways. It's a great an apprenticeship is a great way of getting into whatever industry it is and basically being paid to learn. So if you're a hands-on person, and even if you're sort of academic, it gives you the opportunity to really get involved with the things you're passionate about and learn hands-on, rather than trying to learn it all from a lecture or a book. As far as CMC is concerned, our apprentices then go on to develop into our technicians, our workshop productives. They all started as apprentices at some point in their career, and as with me, that can then lead on to much bigger things. And having an overview of the way a business works from the ground up is extremely important, and is a great advantage if you want to then progress up into management and ultimately to running that business.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time today, and thank you for answering my questions, Nigel.
Thank you.